Welcome back. Doge is on a mission to slash and save, clawing back an impressive $130 billion in wasteful spending so far. That's what I said. And they're just getting started, Larry. Next up, Health and Human Services Secretary RFK Jr. is planning to cut 10,000 full-time employees and shut down 5 of its 10 regional offices. But before you hear the spin from the left, essential health and services will remain untouched because they're saying everything's going to come to a grinding halt. So, of course, they're ensuring that critical care does continue. Since President Trump took office, 10,000 public health workers have voluntarily jumped ship. They don't want to work for him. And with today's announcement, the department's workforce will also shrink by a quarter. So, Larry, I want to get your take on this because we talk about it with every other department. Why is it so hard for the left to believe that there are people that are not necessarily doing their job or doing a good job, and that with Doge, they want to eliminate those people, and if they restaff them, they want to bring in more qualified or more enthusiastic people, or maybe those positions aren't necessary at all? Why is it so hard to get one's progressive head around that?
Well, the left has a bunch of dummies, so they don't understand anything.
Okay, well.
Okay, that's way too easy. I want to ask you the numbers here. 10,000 public health workers left before, or that's what this action is, 10,000 public health workers?
10,000 took the voluntary thing,
Right.
and they're going to do another 10,000.
They're going to
Another
slash
10.
more.
Yeah.
And it's all from HHS.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to cut how many people in HHS? To what percentage?
They'll have like 62 some left, 62,000 and change left.
Okay, 20,000. So about a third, almost a third. Boy, I love that. Love those numbers. I mean, you know that's true because there's redundancy throughout the government,
right?
Particularly in a place as big as the health agency. And you got some real smart people working underneath. You know, Marty McCary.
Yes.
We all know
Right.
Marty McCary, et cetera, et cetera. By the way, Emmett Oz is going to run Medicaid and Medicare services, and he's a real smart guy. So this is good. I mean, Bobby Kennedy's going to preside over a big shrinkage in HHS.
Right.
It's probably long overdue.
And it's not just about shrinkage, Taylor. It's about a philosophical change in ideology. And so to a certain degree, you would imagine cleaning house with staff would help him achieve his goals. We've talked a lot about what the objectives are.
Yes, you know, it's not anti-vax. It's just how do we be healthy again? How do we cut out the crap that's killing us? And how do we make sure that our food and our water is safe and the medication that we're taking is safe? Jackie, one of my favorites is going to be the new administration for a healthy America. And you don't typically want a new administration, except that all the 28 divisions are going to go down to 15. And that new administration is going to oversee and consolidate human resources, technology, IT, procurement, external affairs, and policies. And so you get this new Healthy America administration, and then it consolidates all the administrative stuff. So this is not just fire employees and cut down regional offices. This is, like you said, a whole rethink of how we're looking at the agency.
Is this a Doge thing?
It's a Doge thing.
It's a Doge thing.
And Dagan, they're lying. And they're saying because he's doing this, you're going to stop getting the services you need. There's the fear.
They will go further than that. They will say that children are dying from cancer, and they always did the granny off the cliff to Republicans.
But they still want to wear masks, don't they?
Yes.
Many of them
when
do.
they're protesting.
That's right.
But I say now the Democrats are trying to give Granny a heart attack because everything that they say isn't true.
Can I just say one thing on this? I don't mean to cut you off with Granny, but Chuck Schumer was giving a speech on the floor of the Senate what's today's Thursday? Earlier this week, okay?
Yes.
And the old Democratic lies. Republicans are going to cut Social Security benefits. Republicans are going to cut Medicare. He stood lie after lie after lie. I want to insert that because they have learned nothing. They have learned nothing. And Schumer himself, who I guess is in some precarious position politically, although I don't know and I frankly don't care, but he has learned nothing. I mean, public policy has to have an audit of all these departments and agencies. That's what Elon is doing. And Elon has said many times, he told me in my interview, he said it many times, so he's blue in the face. Trump has said it, others have said it. This is not about benefits. This is about waste, fraud, abuse. You know, every 50 years, you got to have an audit and you got to implement the audit. And the GAO has put the numbers up on the board, $500–600 billion, but nobody ever implemented it before. Trump is going to implement it. And Chuck Schumer is just lying through his teeth.
He said
The teeth aren't that good either.
He said this yesterday, Chuck Schumer. Their goal is clear: destroy Social Security from within and make it unworkable. If any group of people tried to destroy Social Security, it's the Democrats, by taking this land of the brave to the brink of financial ruin, and where our interest on our national debt swamps everything but Social Security. And that's what Elon Musk talked about to you.
Yes,
that
exactly.
If you don't get this under control, you won't have Medicare.
That's right.
You won't have Medicaid. You won't have Social Security, because every dime that we can borrow, it is the death spiral. We will be borrowing and borrowing, and every dime we bring in tax revenue and every dime we borrow will be just going out the door for interest expense.
You know, Elon said to me several times in that interview, he wants to stop the country from going bankrupt, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And nobody, I mean, you can't be any plainer, more straightforward than that. And the numbers, as Dagan was pointing out, show that we're moving in the wrong direction. Now, Mr. Trump will reverse that, and he will reverse that with the help of Elon Musk. By the way, on the Chuck Schumer thing, I'm still waiting for Chuck Schumer to get up and condemn political violence, which is broken out all across the country, primarily aimed, although not only, but primarily aimed at Elon Musk, and Molotov cocktails thrown at his cars and his charges. I'm still waiting for the Democratic Senate leader to condemn political violence, okay? He has never done that, nor has any other so-called Democratic leader.
Here's what I would tell you. Don't hold your breath.
Yes, I get it.
I have one thing. You get to keep your job in HHS if you come up with a cure for the mental illness that has afflicted the likes of Chuck Schumer and the Tesla attackers.
Is that a new department?
I like that. That will be a new department.